Planning and Zoning Historic Commission is now come to order. We got a lot of people out. Davis, Gilmore, Glover, Harrison. Okay, the first item on the agenda is 2014-699. This is an ordinance approving amendment number 5 to the Art Center redevelopment plan, amendment number 10, the Capitol Mall redevelopment project plan, amendment number 1, Jefferson Street redevelopment plan, and amendment number 7 to the Rutley Hill development plan. Is there a motion? Seconds? Questions? All in favor? Come on, okay. 699 is approved. Next item is 2014-1016, Gilmore, Stein, and Hunt, a resolution approving a third amendment to the lease agreement between Metro and Square Investment Holdings, LP, for the office space in the Washington Square building. Is there a motion? Second? Is there a second? All in favor? Next item is Resolution 2014-1024, Dumney Hunt, a resolution classifying public roads in Davidson County, Tennessee. Questions? Okay.
Can I just have somebody explain what classifying means, please?
Okay. Do we have anybody from Public Works? There he is, Mr. Mark.
Now, this is an annual bill that comes to council, but it's basically to allow Davidson County to work with the state on their grants, and so we classify our roads the same way they classify theirs.
Is that sufficient, Council Lady Allen?
That is sufficient. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
(1024) is adopted. The next item is 2014-1025, Gilmore, a resolution authorizing TC Restaurant Group to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 305 Broadway. We do have a letter to approve. Is there a motion?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
1025 is approved. Next item is 2014-1026, Gilmore, a resolution authorizing Premier Parking of Tennessee, LLC, to construct and install an area encroachment at 207 2nd Avenue North. We do have a letter to approve. Is there a motion?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
1026 is approved. Next item is 2014-685, Hunt, an ordinance to amend the zoning code to modify the general requirement of public notice signs. We had a discussion on that, and my recommendation is that we deferred this for one meeting. Is there a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Deferred for one meeting. The next item is 2014-695, Stein, Westerholm, and others, an ordinance naming the Shelby Street pedestrian bridge in honor of John Siegenthaler. Is there a motion?
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
695 is approved. The next item is 2014-700. Stein, Hunt, an ordinance approving a lease agreement between Metro and Southern Land Commercial Construction, LLC. Is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor? 2014-700 is approved. Next item on the agenda is 2014-701. Glover is the sponsor. An ordinance to change the name of the entire length of Hermitage Park Lane from Old Hickory Boulevard northeasterly to its terminus to Crossway. And we do have a letter to approve. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
701 is approved. The next item is 2013-622. Johnson is the sponsor. An ordinance to change from R15 to IWD zoning for a portion of property located at 2487 Pulley Road. Is there a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
622 is approved. The next item is 2014-651. Allen Mitchell, an ordinance amending the zoning code pertaining to the regulation of small outdoor music events. Is there a motion?
There's an amendment.
Excuse me?
Said there's an amendment.
It's amendment.
Need to move the amendment.
You got a, oh yeah, it's got a letter. You wish to amend this?
Yes, I have an amendment that was filed.
Okay, let's hear your amendment, please.
The amendment has 3 clarifications. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Thank you. There are 3 clarifications. One just has a clarification on what is meant by a small portable amplifier. One adds another option for revocation of the permit, and the third one adds a qualification for spacing between these events. So with that, I'd move for the amendment.
Okay, is there a motion to amend the amendment? Yeah, hold on 1 minute. Yes, Councilman Bentley.
Thank you, Chair. Councilor, would you mind explaining the legislation for the people who are watching on TV?
Yes, thank you very much. This is a bill that would create a permitting process so that there can be small outdoor music events on commercial property in close proximity to residential areas. Currently, the existing NORS ordinance has a very strict bar about how loud music can be, amplified music can be within the proximity of a residential area. And this would allow to have music that's more at a level that would be part of a small outdoor live music event, but yet still something that the neighbors could live with. So this is creating a process where none exists now. It is not restricting things that are already happening. Does that answer your question?
Thanks.
Okay, you've heard the amendment. Is there a motion to pass the amendment?
So moved.
I'm sorry. Okay, the amendment is there a motion? All in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Okay, the amendment is passed. Now we're back on the main bill. All in favor of the bill as amended? Is there a motion?
So moved. With the brief explanation.
All in favor? Point of order. Sorry about that. Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Berkeley, I was just wondering, I know that right now there is stipulations on CS property about having events like that, and I was wondering why this legislation is important to have that. I know in residential, where it's in proximity of commercial and residential properties, I could see why we don't want small venues and small events like that, even if they're acoustic, because, I mean, where do you draw the line from acoustic to a little bit more? How do you draw the 300 line? How do you know that the speakers are going to be, even if they're pointed away from residents, would it be pointed towards another residential area and all? And I'd like to know what brought this legislation up, why the change in what we had. I kind of not really heard anything that was bad that would constitute changing the legislation that's on the books now. And I'd just like to know why this is brought up.
Good question. What's currently on the books says that any amplified music cannot be audible at the nearest residential property line, so that if there are commercial areas that would like to have outdoor music, the standard that they have to adhere to is not being audible at the nearest property line. So that makes it very difficult to have any kind of outdoor music event in those smaller commercial areas that are close to neighborhoods and things like that. So this was an attempt to create a permit process that would provide some guidelines so that it could happen, but it would happen under under controlled conditions, with controlled hours and with a reasonable decibel level and a notification process.
Okay. Was this because of somebody that did not get a permit to do this?
There is no permit currently.
I know. Was this because somebody got shut down for trying to have something going on or something like that?
Yes, there was an event.
How many events have been shut down because of this? Do you know?
Most of them get away with it. It's kind of a crazy business model to just hope you don't get shut down.
So we're doing this because of one person that didn't get to do their event out in their parking lot.
We're doing this because it seems like you can currently have a music event on public property if you get a street closing permit, or in parks if you get a amplification permit from parks. Okay. But if you would like to do it on your private property, there's currently no way that you can legally do that.
Gotcha.
And this is Music City. It seems like there should be a way to legally do that.
I hear you. It just kind of concerns me. I mean, you know, think if you're a resident and you're living by a commercial piece of property, and this is going on, and I mean, you know, this, and it's 8 times a year this can happen, and then across the street from you, if this bar or restaurant wants to do it, and then the next one over here wants to do it, it can get pretty annoying if I'm a resident and I'm backing up to these music events every weekend or whenever it is. So that's my concerns about the whole bill. I think we had pretty good laws on the books as they were, and I don't know why we need to meddle in this law. That's just all I'm saying. So that's all I want. Thank you.
Councilman Holloman.
I just want to ask the sponsor, because I have had some interest. Could you address, and I know it was mentioned, but could you address the frequency at which you can have these events? And then I think to Councilman Timpany's point, you couldn't have 2 or 3 of these right in a row. In other words, you couldn't have one. Is that all addressed in the bill? And if so, would you mind just explaining that?
Yes, certainly. The bill as written currently says you can have 1 a month, and you can have a total of 8 per year.
Okay.
But
no more than 1 a month, so you couldn't have like 3 days in a row?
Correct.
Or how does it define the length of an event? In other words,
4 hours maximum.
Okay, so you couldn't have a multi-day event or anything?
Not under this. If you wanted to do a street closing, then you could, that's a whole different set of rules.
Understand.
And also this does not apply to the downtown code area or to the Gulch or those other areas. They have their own set of rules. And then also one of the amendments today has added a spacing requirement so that you couldn't have 5 businesses in a row, you know, just staggering their one event a month. So
okay, that's really my question. Okay.
So again, just trying to strike the balance with the neighborhoods.
Thank you.
Okay.
And may I say one more thing, Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
So there are still, I've met with every group that I've heard from, and generally I think have done my best to incorporate their concerns. I have one last group that I'm working with. what I would like to do is go ahead and pass this with the promise that if other people still have things that they would like to work on, I'm happy to begin to see how this thing works, and if we need to make adjustments down the road, we can do that. We can learn from how, sort of like the chicken bill. Try it on for size and make adjustments if we need to. So with that, I would ask for approval.
Gonna sunshine it? Okay, we're back on.
No, I don't want to sunset it. I just want to say I'm open to improvements if it becomes clear that we need those.
Just kidding. All in favor of the bill as amended?
Aye.
Bill 2014-651 is approved. Next bill is 2014-673. Councilor Bennett, an ordinance to apply neighborhood landmark overlay district to various properties located along the west side of Gallatin Pike between Virginia Avenue and Broadmoor Drive, zone OR 20-A and RS 7.5. And I believe you have a proposed substitute, is that right?
Yes. Would you like to move approval?
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we're going to move Bill 2014-673 as substituted. All in favor?
Aye.
Second? I'm sorry. We're done. 673 is approved. The next bill is Council Lady Moore, 2014-674, an ordinance to apply a historic bed and breakfast overlay district for properties located at 754 Benton Avenue, zone R6. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Questions? All in favor? Sorry. 674 is approved. Okay, the next bill is 2014-675, Scott Davis, Dominique. An ordinance to change from IR to MUG zoning for properties located at 30 Oldham Avenue, Street. Scott?
I'd like to move approval.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 2014-675 is approved. Next item is 2014-676, Gilmore, an ordinance to change from CN to R6 zoning for property located at 1421 9th Avenue North. And I got a letter to approve, and Council Lady Gilmore is here. Is there a motion and second? All in favor?
Aye.
Bill 676 is approved. The next item is 2014-677, Anthony Davis. Oh boy. An ordinance to, we don't have a letter from Anthony Davis, and Anthony is not here. We probably have to move it to the Hill. Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, what's the bill number on that one?
Bill number 2014-677.
Okay. I'd like to sign on to that.
We'll roll it to the Hill while you sign it on. Well, if he comes in before it's over with, he can do it, but you won't be able to sign on. It's too late.
Okay. So let's roll to the Hill.
We'll roll it to the Hill. The next bill is 2014-678, Gilmore, an ordinance to change from R to SP zoning for properties located at 1102 and 1138 3rd Avenue North and 1121 2nd Avenue North to permit a mixed-use development. Is there a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
678 is approved. The next item is 2014-679 Worcester Home. We have a letter to approve an ordinance to change from R6 to RS3.75 for properties located at 1310 Fatherland Street. Is there a motion?
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Bill 679 is approved. The next bill is 2014-680. Council Lady Bennett, an ordinance to change from R10 to from R10, RS10, and RS20 to SP for properties located at 726 Old Hickory Boulevard and Boyd's Hilltop Drive, unnumbered, to permit up to 130-bed assisted living facility, along with an existing religious institution and its associated uses and facilities. Is there a motion? All in the second? Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Bill 680 is approved. The next item is Bill 2014-681. Again, Bennett, an ordinance to cancel a portion of a residential PUD overlay district and amend the remaining portion of the overlay located at Boyd's Hilltop Drive, unnumbered, and Nesbitt Lane, unnumbered, zone RS20 and R10 to permit 35 single-family lots, replacing 78 single-family lots. Is there a motion? Second? All in favor? Bill 681 is approved. Bill 2014-682, Council Lady Moore is the sponsor, an ordinance to apply the Clayton Avenue UDO to various properties located on Clayton Avenue, Craig Avenue, and Leland Lane, zone R10, to apply design standards. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
682 is approved. The next item is 684. Hunt, an ordinance to amend the zoning code to modify the definition and conditions of accessory dwelling detached. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Questions?
No.
Councilman Benet?
Can you explain this to me, please? Thanks.
Yes, we do have someone to do that. Okay.
Right now, detached accessory dwelling units are only allowed in historic overlay districts, and this bill specifically would allow them in historic overlay districts and urban design overlays where there are standards for detached accessory dwelling units. Right now, the only UDO that contemplates detached accessory dwelling units is the Clayton Avenue UDO. So all the other UDOs would have to be amended to allow detached accessory dwelling units.
Does that include, I mean, when you said, can you define accessory dwelling? Is that a place where somebody can inhabit, or is it like a place to work?
Yes, it would be a separate unit on the property that could be in the rear of the primary unit.
With a kitchen and a bathroom?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And right now, they're only allowed in our zoning districts with a historic overlay. So this would be our zoning districts with a historic overlay or an urban design overlay.
What recourse will the neighbors have to, when a permit comes? I mean, will they have any, is it blanket approval, or do they still have a recourse to discuss this?
Well, this particular UDO, the neighborhood has discussed the standards and they've applied for these standards on their own, and this UDO has standards related to placement of the units and things like that. So they've already kind of pre-worked out all of those issues, contemplating detached accessory dwelling units in the future.
Will there, I'm sorry if I'm asking too many questions.
No,
Chair.
go ahead. You're okay.
Will this, there will be any restrictions for rental or for a separate family to live in there?
Right now, that this section of the code, the detached accessory dwelling unit section, requires that one of the two units be owner occupied. So the owner of the property has to live in the house or in the accessory structure, and they can't subdivide or condo out the property.
Thank you.
Councilman Scott Davis?
I'll pull the folks from planning aside to ask my questions, just more of a curiosity and maybe wanting to use the same model in a neighborhood in my district.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Opposed? Bill 2014-684 is approved. Seeing no other items on the agenda, did we miss something?
Right now, so.
You all right? Seeing no other items on the agenda, the Planning and Zoning Committee is adjourned. Excuse me? Wait a minute, I can't hear you. You have something, Councilor Gilmore?
Yeah. I was just going to say, make sure to mark me present on the committee.
You are present on the committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. The other item that we had was Anthony Davis is officially, we rolled that to the hill, deferred it for one meeting by rule.
Okay.
All right, thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
All right.